Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our daily Clues by Sam. If you're new here, we'll play this every day here on the channel. There's 20 people on a board. We gotta figure out who is a criminal, who is an innocent. Nobody lies, not even the criminals. And if you want to play along, the link is in the description. While I prepare here, I want to say that yesterday I didn't post a video in case you didn't see the community post because I'm still sick. I'm sick. Only my throat is hurting, and sometimes I lose my voice. It happened before, but this time it's a little bit worse. But I'm gonna try to do this quickly and see how it goes. I don't want to lose a daily video. I love doing these with you guys. I'm always really excited for the daily one. And shall we start? With Hank telling us that exactly two of the three criminals they bring Usain are in row 3. So, Usain is a leopard, which is really cool, really cute. And Usain has three criminals neighboring them. So, two of those are in row 3, and there's two people in row 3 neighboring Usain. Let me drink some water here. So that means two of the first criminals are here, and Usain has one more criminal we have to find. Now, we are gonna leave that clue there so we are reminded of that later. Noah says that both incidents in row 5 are connected. So we know that row 5 has 4 people, which means 2 are innocents, 2 are criminals. And if we need 2 criminals, they don't need to be connected. So one thing we could have is Wanda and Xena both be innocents, because it doesn't matter that the criminals are on opposite sides, they don't need to be connected. Another thing we gotta pay attention to is we can't have both Xena and Zeno be criminals. Although that would work because the innocents will be connected, that would give you saying too many criminals neighboring him, right? So we have 2 in row 3 and 2 in row 5, and we know that Usain has at most 3 criminals neighboring them. So what we know is that Xena is for sure gonna have to be an innocent, because if she were a criminal, she would force Zeno to be a criminal as well. Because if Zeno is an innocent, then he's gonna be not connected to anybody else here in row 5, which can't happen. But Xena being an innocent allows either Wanda or Zeno to be the second innocent, and Tina could be the third and last criminal for Usain. So we know that Xena is an innocent, and because Vicky is not connected to her, she's a criminal. Now, we tag Tina and Zeno as opposites, because only one of them is gonna be the last criminal for Usain, and we don't need Hank's clue anymore. Neither do we need Noah's. Vicky says there's only one innocent below Flash. Okay, it could be Zeno or Usain, we don't know. Zena says there's only one innocent in column D. So we know that that one innocent is going to be below Flash, because everybody below Flash is in column D, as well as Flash themselves. So that means that Flash couldn't be an innocent, because the innocent is below them. So we don't need Vicky's clue anymore, do we? Flash now says exactly one innocent in column D is neighboring Tina. So we know that the single innocent in column D is here. It's either Usain or Zeno. I don't have enough tags to tag them, but we know that Clay is for sure not that innocent. And we don't need Flash's clue anymore, do we? Let me leave that there to remind us that these guys are opposites. Clay now says that only one of the 3 criminals neighboring Maria is Gunny's neighbor. So Gunny and Maria share 2 people as neighbors, Hank and Lisa, and one of them has to be a criminal. Only on one of them already is not a criminal, that's Hank, so that means that the other one has to be. Now Maria has 2 criminals revealed, and she's gonna have a third and last one. Lisa says that all incidents in row 4 are connected. So if we think about Maria here, she has 3 people neighboring her in row 4, right? And we know that at most one of those people could be a criminal, because Maria has one more criminal she could have who could be in row 4. If that person were in row 4, could it be Ruth? Could Ruth be a criminal in row 4? Even though that would work for Maria because she has one more criminal, it wouldn't work with Lisa's clue that all innocents in row 4 are connected, because Ruth being a criminal would make Kita and Tina both innocents for Maria, and they would be separated, so they wouldn't be connected via Ruth. So we know that Ruth has to be an innocent. But we don't know that either Kita or Tina are criminals, because it could be that Gunny is a criminal, and then both Kita and Tina will be innocents and connected in row 4 via Ruth. So we leave that clue there, as well as Clay's. Ruth says that John is one of Buzz's 3 innocent neighbors. So we know that John is an innocent, and Buzz has one more innocent neighbor. While John says that Hank has exactly 4 innocent neighbors. So I think Hank is here. And we gotta think that Hank shares 3 neighbors, 4 neighbors total, right? But 3 more neighbors with Buzz. We know that Buzz has only one more innocent neighbor, right? Because Ruth told us that there's 3 total for Buzz. So let's say that that neighbor is Achilles. Achilles? I hope I'm saying that right, Achilles. It's the way I know how to say it. So that makes Hank have 2 innocent neighbors, right? There's no way that with Hank sharing these neighbors with Buzz, he gets more innocents here. There's 1 at most that he could get. So to make a total of 4, there's 2 people needed yet, right? So 1 with Achilles, 2 with John, and there's 2 more people neighboring Hank, Buzz himself and Maria. So that means that those 2 have to be innocent, so we can have 4. But we don't know that Achilles is for sure an innocent, so we take that tag off. We don't need John's clue anymore. Buzz now says that Hank and Ganny have 2 criminal neighbors in common. So Hank and Ganny have 4 neighbors common total, and one of them is already a criminal. There's only 1 more person left, Achilles, so we know that our tag was not right. Achilles is actually a criminal. And now we know that Gunny and Irving are opposites because of Buzz. We know that Buzz has 3 innocent neighbors, so we need only 1 more. Achilles says there's only 1 innocent in between Gunny and Vicky. So Gunny and Vicky have 2 people between them. One of them has to be an innocent. One of them is not already, so that means that the other one has to be. That's Kita. Kita now says there are 11 innocents total. So if we think about that, we know how many people are total in the board. There's 20 people on the board. If 11 of them are innocents, that gives us 9 criminals, right? How many criminals do we have so far revealed? We have 3 here, plus 6, plus 3 makes 6, plus 1 here, that makes 7. We're gonna have an 8th here for sure, neighboring Buzz. So there's only 1 more criminal that we could have total on the board, and that has to be Zeno. Why is that? Remember that Usain and Zeno are opposites? If we make Zeno is tagged as opposites with Tina, Wanda, and Usain. So if we make Zeno an innocent, that'll make everybody else here a criminal. And that's way too many criminals on the board. We need only 1 more, right? If Zeno is that 1 more, that makes everybody else an innocent, and that works for us. And we have our 1 innocent here in column D. Now, where do we go with these 2? We know that Maria needs a 3rd criminal neighbor that has to be Gunny, and Gunny's opposites with Irving. So that was it for today's puzzle. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'll leave this here for today. I'll see you tomorrow for more Clues by Sam. Bye bye.